Calaroga Shark Media.
Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. Harry and Meghan are being criticised for leaking details of the birthday phone call to King Charles. One insider said, Harry and Meghan fight for privacy when it suits them, and yet the minute Harry gets on the phone to the King, it's in a newspaper. And there's the notion there was no call at all. Angela Levin told GB News, I don't actually believe that he rang. That's just my view, and obviously I can't say for sure. But one reason I think it is that King Charles has his day very carefully worked out, and he just doesn't take phone calls that happen by chance. You can't ring him directly because he doesn't have a mobile and would have gone through various aids. I don't believe it as well because he would have protected himself if you're going to have a birthday and a lovely time. You don't want Harry ringing you and starting moaning and groaning and attacking you and saying you've got to apologise to Meghan. I don't think it happened, but we'll wait and see because there have been other occasions when Harry has said he has rung and it's not been true. So I'm not 100% sure, but it doesn't fit in at all. I don't believe that he would have been spoken to even if he had called because he would upset the whole day. Royal courtiers are said to be furious over the details surrounding Queen Elizabeth's death. A royal insider told the Mirror, it appears no matter what happens behind closed doors, even in a time of such pain and grief, that where the royal family are concerned, it will one day emerge. Nothing is off limits with William and Kate appearing to be this author's number one target. It only takes a few months for the knives to come out again and the wounds to be opened up. There's some light talk about the timing of Omid Scobie's book Endgame, with the criticism being that the excerpts came too close to the King's birthday. To be fair to Scobie, there's almost always something on the royal calendar. For example, the King has 2 birthdays, so we're always going to be close to a holiday or some sort of anniversary or someone's birthday or something William wanted spotlighted. Regardless, royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliams said, the timing of this is utterly deplorable. I think the Sussexes will have to think hard about whether or not Scobie is their spokesman or their friend. It will be interesting to see if Harry and Meghan will still want to be associated with Scobie after this. Author Phil Dampier added, we all know that Scobie is their mouthpiece, and he gets his information directly or indirectly from the Sussexes, so anything which is hurtful to Charles, Camilla, or William and Kate will just make things much worse. Let's put it this way, I can't see Harry and Meghan coming over for a family Christmas. Jan Moyer writes for the Daily Mail, American readers might be surprised to learn that, according to this highly partisan account, the death of Queen Elizabeth II was not about the passing of a much-loved monarch and a sombre moment for British people in our shared history. It was all about Prince Harry. Although Harry and Meghan have indicated they have nothing to do with the book, there was a great deal about who told him what and when about our 96-year-old Queen's final decline. Also, his travel arrangements to Balmoral, his disappointments about this and that, his sour surprise that not only was his welcome home far from warm, but that Meghan's presence at the Queen's deathbed was surplus to requirements too. Interestingly, the Daily Mail noticed HarperCollins have already slashed the price of the Scobie book on the British monarchy weeks before it goes on sale. Endgame was meant to be priced at $32, but it's now $25.60. More Palace Intrigue in just a moment. During the week, there was some kerfuffle about the Invictus Games. The Mirror reported 2 senior executives are said to have been dismissed for no apparent reason, just over a year before the next event. A whistleblower told Mail Online that CEO Peter Lawless has left his job abruptly, with insider claiming the decision has left staff morale at an all-time low. Also reportedly leaving the team is Bill Cooper, former chief commercial officer who left in October. The Mirror's report also mentions concerns that Harry and Meghan's security and other costs may put a strain on Games' finances if Invictus 2025 has to pick up the bill. And an anonymous UK media strategist is quoted saying, it's ironic Buckingham Palace has had more to say about the Highland Games than the Invictus Games, despite the honorary military roles they hold. In doing so, the palace ends up looking mean-spirited and petty. The ill will against Harry should not be held against the Invictus competitors. A report in the Express suggests Harry planned to watch The Crown, but not before a sensitivity viewer watched it first. An insider said the plan was to save him from traumatic content. Royal expert Dr. Tessa Dunlop says The Crown proves Prince William is the troubled soul, not Prince Harry. In the Mirror, Dunlop wrote, blink and you miss him. Prince Harry is a faint presence in the first 4 episodes of Series 6, The Crown. A little boy lost with very ginger hair. He doesn't say much and follows his big brother's lead. It is William who hogs the telephone calls to his absentee mother, and it is William who is knocked for 6 by Diana's death. Director Peter Morgan has good sources. By all accounts, tucked up in Balmoral when the devastating news broke, William took to the hills to make sense of his own grief. The 15-year-old boy's turbulent state partly explains the family's late return to London to confront the crowds. The Crown captures this narrative with deft retelling. Teenage William in front and centre of the 4th episode. In comparison, Harry is more of a bit part player. Filmed before the release of the Duke of Sussex's tell-all autobiography, the series had less to go on, but in reducing the prince to little more than a cameo, playing Uno with his late mother and after Diana's death sitting on the sofa in Balmoral with his Game Boy, we are reminded of just how young and vulnerable Harry was. And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalacintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on your app of choice. And if you're on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue, and good times.